Alrighty folks, welcome back. Hope you guys are doing good. I'm doing pretty good. We're going to take a look at some mini GTs today, some Super GT models. We've got the Ponos GTR Nismo, and then we also have another one of the Nissan Z GT500s. And then we got some mail as well today. So I got another Tomica limited vintage for the collection. This is a Nissan Cedric wagon. Really cool. It's in like the two-tone, like forest green and silver paint job. So I'm definitely excited to take a look at that. We'll have to do a review on that at some point. Or maybe I'll just start grabbing some more Tomicas, and maybe we'll just do like a big Tomica video at some point. But yeah, and then I also got my first almost real model. Don't worry, we will be reviewing some almost real models soon. I have a giant package coming with a bunch of almost real and a bunch of LCDs. So there's a really cool almost real product that we're going to take a look at. But we got the red BMW M3. Looks awesome. Got all the licensing and stuff. It actually has like an OEM BMW sticker because these are sold at the dealerships in China, I believe. They were or are. But yeah, really cool box too. It's like a metallic box. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump into the mini GTs. I'm really excited for this Ponos one. I've been excited for the Ponos one ever since it was put on pre-order. And I feel like it was kind of delayed. Maybe not, because we got 850 and 860 here. But it's been on pre-order for a long time, and I've been really excited to get my hands on it. So I think that's probably going to be my favorite Super GT GTR so far. I just really like the livery on it. But yeah, we'll get the plastic off of both of these, and then we should be good to go. I should have a news video out probably tomorrow, maybe Sunday, so keep an eye out for that. Lots of cool stuff from the Cello Diecast, and then also there's a Thailand Diecast Expo as well, so I'm sure we'll cover some of the stuff from that event. But alright, so let's go ahead and start with the Z. There's been quite a few of these cars already, these GT500 Zs. I didn't pull all of them out for this video, but there's been quite a few of them. This one's really cool. This one's probably my favorite so far. So we'll get all this plastic out of here. Throw it on the floor for now. But yeah, here's the art. Pretty standard. This is kind of like the vibe you get from all of them. It is really nice card art, though. Can't complain about it. But here's the box. It is Mini GT number 850, Nissan Z GT500 number 24, Realize Corporation Advan Z, Kondo Racing from the 2023 Super GT series. Man, that one's long-winded. Here's all the Nissan licensing, TSM sticker, and your information on the back right there as well. You've got the Super GT logo on the top of the box and on the side. So pretty standard, but here's the car. Like I said, I think this one looks really nice. I really like the blue on the roof. And, oh, it's actually metallic blue. That's nice. I kind of thought it was just like a glossy like the rest of the car. But, yeah, the rest of the car is just that gloss like royal blue. And then you have the light blue roof that is metallic. So, very nice. You've got Yokohama Advan printing on the tires. Those wheels actually look really cool, too. They're like kind of like a gunmetal gray color. And they've got some decent detail. Very nicely done wheels. I love the tire printing. But yeah, you've got the Realize group on the side, the number 24. You've got a big Yokohama livery in that air channel right there. Nismo, Pepsi. Pepsi's a cool sponsor for a car. There's a bigger Pepsi logo on the hood right there too. I like that. But yeah, very nice. Of course, this is the GT500Z, so it's got this crazy wide body kit on it with all kinds of crazy vents and air channels and all that kind of stuff. So, very cool. But you do have some venting on the top of the wheel right there, which is actually pretty nicely detailed. It's actually kind of, it's not just print. I know some companies like print that detail on, but Mini GT actually molds it into the metal, which is a nice touch. Rubber mirrors, of course, these ones are actually molded, so they are pretty accurate. And yeah, you've got Motul, NGK, all kinds of cool sponsorship logos. There's the names of the driver. Very cool. Yeah. I don't really have too much to say about it. Here's the front end. So you do have your Nissan badge, which is actually a separate piece right there. Nismo right below that. You've got these big, this big grill in the front, which sends air through these channels. and I'm sure these side ones send air into the wheel wells to cool the brakes. But you've got all kinds of crazy aero bits. You've got more sponsorship decals on this flat part of the fender. You've got Realize, NTK, Yokohama, and then on this side, Yokohama, NGK, and Realize. So, very cool. You've got your number 24 box, which is a decal. This has been something that people have complained about on all of these Super GT, GT500 cars, and I totally understand the complaint. They use a decal right here. This is where the actual number thing goes down on the real cars. But this one looks pretty good, but a lot of the times the decal kind of lifts up in the center part where this channel is right there, and then it can potentially rip and start separating from the car. In fact, I ripped one of them on one of my cars way back when we did a review on it because I was trying to point out that it was not a good thing. But this one looks okay, but do note that these cars are still like that. Mini GT hasn't changed anything, so, you know, it is what it is. But I do like the front end look of it, especially with the headlights. You've got the daytime running light details, and there's probably some detail underneath the lens as well. Yeah, I can see a little bit of silver detail down in there. It's kind of hard to see, but then I really like the white stripes that come down and around, and then I like the black, this black detail that kind of runs down the headlights. It's really cool. It's a nice livery. I like it a lot. You've got Nissan, Bosch, and Nismo on the windshield banner. Of course, that metallic light blue roof again, and then you've got the big like globe logo. I think that's part of the Realize Group's logos, that big like kind of like globe web network thing. But then you've got Yokohama on the back of the roof, Bosch on the rear windshield. Of course, you have the chrome. You can see my face. What's up? You can have the chrome back window on this. You've got a huge Advan logo on the top of the wing, which is really cool. And then you've got Benefit 1 on the side of the wing as well. Yokohama on the bottom, so that's cool. Yokohama Advan. So very cool. Here's the rear end. Again, the Nissan badge is a separate piece. You have the number 24 and the Z logo done in silver right there, and Nismo on the left side. You've got, what does that say? Mini Mini? Mini Mini on the back right there, and then some more sponsorship logos, Yokohama, Realize, and then some more on this back panel as well. A little bit of carbon fiber detail on the side of the rear diffuser, not anywhere else though. Taillights look pretty good. I believe these are not acrylic on this particular model. In fact, on this particular casting, I don't think they are. I think it is just like black plastic inserts with some red printing on them, but I think it's okay. It looks good. You know, it's not just painted on to the back of the car with paint. It's actually like a separate inserted plastic piece. So that's what makes the difference. But yeah, really nice car. On the bottom, it is pretty much all flat. You do have some of these air channels though. And it is a 2023 Nissan Z GT500 used under license. So yeah, this is, like I said, I think this is definitely my favorite version of this car so far. There's a little roll test for you. I just really like the dark blue livery with kind of like the white striping and the blue on the roof. I just think it looks really clean, really nice. But yeah, there is that one. Now let's go ahead and take a look at this Ponos GTR. So again, pretty standard card art on this one. I just really like this car, but yeah. And like I said, I don't know if these are real photos. In fact, let's go ahead and throw up a real photo of this car up on screen so we can kind of compare and contrast. I keep forgetting, try to do better about that, but yeah, should be pretty accurate. I also kind of forgot to point out that on this side of the car, there is exhaust detail right there and the two fuel fillers in silver right there. But yeah, I believe these renders are possibly real photos of the car, but kind of like rendered down to where they look good as Mini GT packaging, so they don't look too realistic to where, you know, like if you use a real photo on the packaging for a Mini GT, it's going to kind of be a little off-putting because the model isn't ultra realistic. I mean, these are pretty realistic models, but anyways, here is the box for it. Nissan GTR Nismo GT3 number 10 from the 2023 series again, and this is the Ponos Gainer GTR. So very cool. Number 860, you got your Super GT logo on the top. And then there's all your information on the back, of course, licensed and everything. So, all right, there's that. Here is the car. Like I said, they've done a lot of these GTR Nismo GT3s for Super GT. I think they've covered, so this is 2023. I don't think they've started doing 24 yet, but they're doing 23 now. I think they've done the 2022 ones, maybe not all of them, but they've done a good handful, and they might have done some from 2021. So there's a lot of these already, but this is the first Ponos livery we've seen. And there might have been a Ponos livery before that wasn't in this livery, but this is a new livery for us for Super GT, because they do reuse liveries from year to year. But oh my gosh, this one looks so good. So you've got the Dunlop printing on the tires. The Dunlop Direza, I guess is what these specific ones are called. Tire printing looks good. The color is super sharp. Letters are very clear and readable. They look awesome. And then actually another thing I didn't notice, these wheels are actually kind of like a bronze color. It's a little bit hard to pick up on camera, but when you see it in person, especially up against that orange and black background, they are actually kind of like a muted bronze metallic color, which looks awesome. So yeah, wheels and tires, awesome. They actually do have a decent amount of that center locking cap in that middle of the wheel right there too. There's actually like a good amount of detail in that hub, so that's awesome. Really nice wheels on this one, and like it probably was like that for a lot of the other ones too, and possibly even these Z's. Yeah, there's really good center cap detail on those wheels, but yeah. Maybe it's just because I really like this livery, but you've got the big Ponos in orange on the side, and then you've got digital orange camo on the black, which looks super sweet to me. You've got orange striping down here. You've got your exhaust right there. Sorry if my fingers are dirty. Again, I was working on my car today. But Motul, Dunlop, you got Owens, all kinds of cool logos. Nismo, Rise, Love, Rough Roof. You got a little tiny GTR badge right in there. It's a little bit hard to see right above my fingernail. But you've got the number 10 box in yellow. You've got the little silver sliding portion of the window. You've got GT3, and then whatever this little thing is, I'm assuming that's part of the, probably part of the Ponos logo. It kind of reminds me of like the Flamin' Hot guy. But anyways, a lot more sponsorships on the back panel right there. You've got Tanax, W Work, which I believe those are wheels, Kose, all kinds of little ones down there. Tone, really cool. You've got Nismo badging on the side of the wing right there, on both sides. On the top of the wing, you've got this rough. I don't know. It's obviously not the Porsche roof company, but and then you've got Tant Rux Love. I don't know what a lot of these companies are, but that does look really cool. Nothing on the bottom of this wing, which is fine. But yeah, this livery is awesome. Here's the front view. You've got the yellow headlights on this one, which I always like to see on race cars, which they do a lot for Super GT. But yeah, you've got the silver daytime running light detail going down the top of the acrylic with paint, and then you've got some decent silver detail underneath that lens to simulate the LED and the headlight housing. So really cool. You've got the GTR printed on the front grille, which isn't the most legible thing ever. It's usually not, but you can tell what it is, and it's a nice detail. But on the hood, you've got Ponos, Nismo, Roof, Rise, the number box, which this one is probably, yeah, this one's also a decal, but there's no crazy air channel right there to make it bubble up or anything. But then the actual like orange part of the livery is printed on, which looks awesome. And then you've got some more sponsorship logos down here where this canard is. And yeah, massive front lip on it. Huge front lip, and then it's done with orange striping. So yeah, it looks awesome. Here's the back right here. Nismo badge in the center, which is just printed on. It's not a separate piece like the GT, like the Z's. You've got your GT3. You've got the little LED indicator back here. You've got the gainer, Ponos, Rise, Dunlop. And then the taillights always look really good on these. Sometimes the silver dots can be a little bit off-centered, so you can see on my far left one, this one on this side, that silver dot is off-centered, and then the rest of them look pretty good though. Red acrylic with the silver paint on them looks good. You've got some orange striping going over that rear diffuser. Nice mesh details back here as well. It looks really good. It looks really good. And then also on the roof, there's I don't know what that is, but that is super funny. So Japanese text, there's a little cat right there, like a little anime cat. And I think that's really cool. Just a nice, like, random little, like, detail on it. I have no idea what that says, what company that's for, but it's really funny. And then also, of course, the names of the drivers on the side right there. That looks like a different font than the other Super GT stuff. It's kind of like a fun, like, almost cursive-y type font. and then that's more of your standard. So that's interesting. I like that though. You have a yellow windshield banner, and then you've got the Gainer logo as well as your LED place indicator right there. So very nice. Interiors are just going to be black on these, as per usual with these mini GTs. But yeah, here's a roll test for you. Of course, these roll phenomenally, and we'll throw a picture up on screen of this one as well, so you can see it. But yeah, I really like this one. This is, I think I can confidently say that this is by far my favorite Super GT livery in general so far. It is really cool. But we'll see what else they do. As Super GT keeps going, Mini GT will surely keep doing all the cars from it. So they seem to be a pretty big partner of Super GT, just like how they are with IMSA. So I don't think we will ever stop seeing Super GT cars, which is awesome. I want them to go back in time and do some of the older Super GT stuff. But yeah, we'll see what they do. They're also supposed to be doing the for Super GT. They're supposed to be doing the Toyota Supra GT500s at some point, but we haven't really heard any more information about it. I think Mini GT kind of announced it, that they were going to be working on those at some point, but in fact, I think we saw a prototype sample at one of the Diecast shows. Now I'm going to have to dig around and see, because I feel like I remember seeing that, but yeah, I don't know. But anyways, yeah, really excited for these though. Thank you guys for watching. Like I said, news video should be out tomorrow at some point. But if not, it'll for sure, I'll for sure get it to you guys on Sunday. But yeah, let me know what you think of these Super GTs down in the comments below. I think they are both really nice. And as always, I appreciate you guys watching. I'll catch you in the next one.